So we're here at Smart Home Summit, and joining me is John Carter from Deutsche Telekom. John,
Hi there.
good to see you.
Good to see you.
Now, Deutsche Telekom have talked about the Babel-like collection of standards that exist within the smart home and also within the Internet of Things. Surely this battle for standard supremacy, that can't be a good thing for the consumer, can it?
Absolutely not. I mean, first off, if that's what predominates, if that continues, then this is a wake. You know, we have the whole industry together. It's never going to become a market. It's never going to achieve the growth that all of us want. I'd also say that it's not just standards at sort of a radio technology level, it's standards at every aspect of it, in terms of the platforms, in terms of our silo thinking, telcos, utilities, manufacturers. You know, it's the lack of openness. And what we see as critical is, you know, we need to be working together. We need to have platforms that are open, that are easy to connect to. And unless we as an industry start opening up and actually working together and developing win-win partnerships, this market will either just not grow, or else it will be dominated by some major American players who will completely control the entire show and capture all the value in this market. And there will be no opportunity for the European industry to fight back and to challenge that strength, that power.
Do you think there is a willingness to opt for open platforms? I know you've been doing some work yourself.
I think there is starting to be an acceptance of that. I think that there's still a slight reticence that, you know, how does that model work when we all work together? You know, we all want to see our brand dominate. We all want to be the one that owns the customer. At the end of the day, the customer doesn't want to be owned. They want to take up something which answers a clear need. And there's their wives, their husbands, their family, their what makes sense to them and answers a particular pain point. And you know, we need to be mature enough as an industry, as telcos, as utilities, as insurers, as retailers, to say actually together, you know, we have to work together. We have to work out actually how we develop this business model that makes sense. And it's really important that we focus on technology and getting everything working together. And the standards is a big issue. It is a point of almost point of friction, so to speak, but almost beyond that, it's also saying we have to see how we can all come together and accept that unless we work together, this market will be controlled and dominated by these few tech titans, and it's a challenge to achieve that. But Telecom has demonstrated in other markets that it can do it.
And obviously with the Internet of Things, it's not just the smart home, it can be connected cars, it can even be smart cities. I mean, even within the smart home itself, we're talking about a lot of data that'll be generated by the different types of products. I mean, are operators any closer to dealing with how they're going to take in all that level of data and also respect consumers' right to privacy?
Let's be really clear, the data is the customer's data. So it's absolutely fundamental. The customer is in control and determines whose data that, you know, where that data goes, and for the most part, I think the customer actually wants that data to be sitting with themselves. If the customer says, actually, I'm prepared that data to be shared, I think it's only at the customer's, you know, wish. The only way that is going to happen is if the customer is really clearly articulated to the customer what the benefit is. So I can see that in many ways, whether it be insurance. If I could get a significant reduction in my insurance premium because I've got a water leak sensor or some sort of water flow device that actually is monitoring water usage and can identify when there's potentially a water leak, then there's a clear advantage to me to share that so that I can get that discount or I can get some sort of offer. But actually, for the most part, we think that the point of difference for the telco is to say that, you know, trust us and the data stays yours. It's not going to be exploited. It's not going to be exposed to third parties. You know, it's sitting with you. And Telecom, in terms of what we do today, you know, that data clearly resides in the home with the customer. And we do, you know, it is entirely outside our control. It's locked, it's secure, it's encrypted, and the customer can trust us that, you know, we're not going to do anything with it.
Excellent. John Carter, thank you very much.
Thank you.